The sun is high, the air is smelling of berries, and it is time to turn a new page. Literally. Today I'm setting up my reading journal for the summer, and it's going to be part magical, part a way for me to use up my stationery. So let's get into it. So let me first show you what I did for spring. Let me find it. Here it is. So I have these trackers, and clearly I did not track anything, but I want to do this again for summer. And here is my spring TBR. It is pretty small, and then there's pages where for each book that I read I write down what I thought of them, and I have these pictures with them that give the vibe of the books, but I didn't write anything down. I'm still going to do it, but like you can see, everything is blank. So we're going to do a quick no, not quick, we're going to reset. I'm going to do everything again. And in the summer, hopefully I'm going to have the mindset and the self-discipline to actually keep up with my journal and keep up writing down what I think of the books, and keep this journal because I really like my reading journal and I really like keeping track of everything, and I would really love at the end of the year to go back and see what I did and what I read and what I thought of things and how I changed as a reader and all of that. Also, I would like to have this reading journal that's very aesthetic and that I can just page through and feel aesthetically pleased. That's what my goal is. So, yeah. I thought it would be fun to show you how I make these pages, which it's not difficult at all, but I go on Pinterest and I look for images that are in the vibe of the story that fit the book very well. At least I feel like they would. And then I just go to the library, print them out, and I cut them out and paste them into my book. And here I do it for this little book, The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which was a very nice little book about this girl that turned, it wasn't nice actually, because now I think about it, it's about baby abduction and very much about grief. And anyway, I liked the book. So these are the vibes that this book gave off, just the moon and this little hovel where the people that the book is about lived. So now let me show you how I do the other pages. So here's the stuff that I use. I use this craft paper in 3 different colors, black, white, and Dagestan. And I also got a old thick book at the thrift store and that I just used to embellish the pages, I guess. I just rip out pages and I'll show you how I use that later. And I also get art history books at thrift stores that because they have a lot of pictures of artwork in them, and I cut them out and I use them in my journals as well, just for because they're pretty. And you can get these books, they're thick books, for like €2, and you have so many beautiful little pictures that you can use in your scrapbooks, in your journals, anywhere. So I just ripped out one of the pages of the book, and now I'm ripping out one of the black papers as well, and I'm going to use this time. I want to just black out the entire page of this. This is going to be my TBR for the summer page, by the way. I just want to paste the black pages on here and just have a black page. If this makes sense, you will see in just a minute. So I pasted black thing on the pages. It's clearly I thought it would be fun because of all of the black covers that are in my TBR this season. So then I pick out a lot of pictures from the books, and I thought it would be good to, because it's summer, I thought some Italy inspired things, Roman sculptures and landscapes from Italy, and I thought that fit very well. And then I just ripped the page from the book and then pasted it in the corner. This gives this, I don't know, it just gives the aesthetic that I like. And I printed out all the covers of my TBR and I'm just arranging them the way I think it looks best. and then I paste them down. I try to make a kind of a ombre effect, and as you can see, it looks really good with the black background. And then I also need a title page, a title thing. So I decided to cut out a little oval and write Summer TBR on there. And then the next page is going to be those little calendars that I use to keep track of what I'm reading and when I'm reading it. So I again ripped the page of the book and put it in the side for the aesthetic. And then I forgot that the summer does not include September. September is actually, you know, full. So I have to paste it over, and that's basically it. Now let me just quickly show you what I did last year and what I do now, because it's quite different. Last year I started off very optimistic. I thought I was going to do my reading journal every day and it's going to be so good and great, and you know, I didn't do anything. So I have a lot of pages that like this that I did not fill. I just made the page to make them, and then I did not do anything with them. So that's quite unfortunate and wasteful as well. So you know, I can use some of these pages still, but the main thing that I found that was just not going well. So in January I had a monthly thing, so I kept track of what I was reading like this. And then I wanted to keep track of all of the statistics, which in January went very well. But then after January, I did not really keep track anymore. As you can see, well, it's still a little bit, but March then was, you know, I stopped completely after February. So then 2025 came around and I thought, let's try again and just have a little bit less to do in the journal, a little bit less to keep track of, and you know, try to make it so that I can actually keep up with it. So winter I kept track, and then this was my winter TBR. I did the things other way around than I did it today. And I kept track of what I was reading, what I thought of them. It went very well. And then spring rolled around. And again, I did not keep up. So May and June, completely empty. And then I actually made these pages today. Well, not today, like last week. So this was not in the spring. And here you can see I still haven't filled in what I thought of the books. I'm still going to do it. And then now for the summer TBR. I really like how this looks. It is the first week of July has passed. I had to cover September, like I said, because September is a full month in my opinion. I know summer goes all the way through to September 21st, I think, but for me September 1st is full for sure. So over here I will keep track of the books that I keep track of here, and then the rest of the pages are empty. I'm going to use that to write down what I think of the books. So I hope you like my reading journal. I really like my reading journal, but also I'm very sad about the pages that just are there for nothing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!